How often should you weigh yourself? Good morning if you're coming in. Give me a hello. If you're on replay, drop a replay. This is something that comes up a lot. And traditionally through diet clubs, slimming clubs, etc., it's like I weigh myself every week. If it goes down, I've succeeded. If it hasn't, I've not. And what's the problem with this? Well, our scales can fluctuate. The weight can fluctuate for many reasons. You increase your vegetable intake. You have more water. You eat later at night. That's not body fat. It's just that when you wake up tomorrow, you'll still have the kebab that you had last night. I mean, the chicken and vegetables that you had in your last night, still in your system, digesting. Food takes time, to digest. And that may mean that you put on weight in the morning. It might be throughout the day. Let's say you weigh yourself in the evening for some accountability at a slimming club or weight club, etc. You're leaving it to chance a bit. Have you eaten a lot that day? Have you got a lot going through the transit, if you like? Have you been to the toilet before? These are all just common things. Have you got an allergy to something? Is it hay fever certain times of the year? If you take an antihistamine, you might have lower water retention. All these reasons. And this is why weekly weigh-ins can be a little bit problematic. And what I actually suggest here is either you probably just ignore the scales, depending on, unless we don't have a set way at Fruci Fit, it's very, very much dependent on you and your relationship with the scales, your relationship with food and relationship with dieting and relationship with health, fitness, all of this, whatever your goals are. So what we prefer to do is look at where you're at. There's one option, which is actually just to ignore the scales, and a bit like we would do in, say, type 2 diabetes management, is actually ignore the kind of day-to-day, the weekly fluctuations, and just take a 3 month. Maybe look 3 months from now. Where are we at 3 months from now? Give it 3 months. Focus on feeling better. Focus on improving your energy levels. Focus there first. Today, I'm going to make this choice to nourish my body, to eat good food, to exercise, to move, because I just want to have more energy for no other reason. Because guess what? If you have more energy, everything else is easier anyway. So just focus on, imagine a friend came to you today and was like, oh, you know what? I just need more energy. What should I do? They're the things that you should probably do today. Now, if you're a bit more like, no, I need to know it. I need to know it's going in the right direction. Great, fine. Take the weekly average. You weigh yourself every single day. Okay, but when you weigh yourself on that day, you have no emotional attachment to that number. The only number you have emotional attachment to is the weekly average. And I say that because you could be on course to lose ½ pound in the week. And that's fine. That's great. You might not think it, but that's like 25 pounds in a year. Like, I'm sorry, but if you lost 2 stone a year, that's great. Anyway, let's say you're on course to lose that, but you have a day where your weight fluctuates up by 2 pounds, and which is quite normal, especially for women, more so than men. Their weight can fluctuate up to 4 pounds. You just randomly, you're not weighing yourself daily, you randomly step on the scale and you emotionally attach that number and you're like, I'm 2 pounds up, I've done everything right, Matt, I'm 2 pounds up. But guess what, we've just taken a snapshot. It's a bit like in diabetes, type 2 diabetes management, the finger prick tests. And there's lots of diets that are essentially selling loads of kits on, this is how you respond to food, take a finger prick, let's have a look at your blood sugar level. Forgetting that there's stress, there's sleep, there's like exercise all these things can impact your response to foods. The amount you eat, of course, as well. The time of day, your circadian rhythm, body temperature, all of these things can impact it. The food combination, like if I have banana and protein, it's going to have a different impact than just a banana, etc. Now, the problem with these little finger pricks, they're just snapshots. They're not really telling you what's going on. What's telling you what's going on is something called a HbA1c with your blood sugar levels. That's a 3 monthly average of where your blood sugar has been over the last 3 months. And that can give a better indicator of, does this person fit into the realm of type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, etc., rather than a one-off finger prick? Because I could potentially seemingly be diabetic, to have type 2 diabetes, if I drank a glucose or like a sports drink, then took a finger prick. I would look in a very, in a state where I've got higher blood sugar levels. Equally, if you exercise and take some measurements, and this is why snapshots are so sometimes meaningless a bit, depending on the context, and all this stress that can come up on it, but you know, if I exercise, my blood pressure is going to be higher because I'm holding my breath a bit, you know, when you all that is holding your breath. Your heart rate's going to be higher. All these things. If you went for a health check straight after exercise, they'd be like, wow, oh my God, we need to sort this person out. Their blood pressure's high, their heart rate's really high. What's going on? Yeah, it's stress hormones are high, cortisol is really high. What's going on? But obviously your body compensates from this, and this is where the longer plan is better. And it's important to remember this when we're looking at this, when we're thinking about how often should we weigh ourselves, and think more logically here. So the short answer to my very long route round, and thank you for joining me here, is either leave it, do it 3 months from now, focus on improving your energy today, or number 2, weigh yourself daily, then take that average over the week, add them all up, divide them by 7, that gives you an average. Keep comparing the averages. That would be my advice. Hope that helps.